The night before my grandson's wedding, his fiance told me I wasn't family anymore. So I stayed home.
The night before my grandson's wedding, I thought I was stepping into the happiest chapter of his life, and maybe, finally, the most rewarding chapter of mine. I had raised him alone for 27 years, through sacrifices no one ever saw, through nights that bled into mornings, through a life that asked everything of me and gave very little back. His wedding wasn't just about him marrying the woman he loved, it was proof I had done something right, at least. That's what I believed. I stopped by the rehearsal dinner venue that evening with something I'd been working on for weeks. A homemade photo album in the form of a scrapbook. Alan's life, captured page by page. His first steps from his late parents' album. His crooked smile as an awkward teen. His high school graduation. The acceptance letter to law school. Every sacrifice. Every silent prayer. Every moment I chose him over myself. I wanted his future wife to see what kind of man she was marrying, to understand how much love had shaped him. Jenny met me at the door. She was flawless, perfect hair, perfect dress, perfect smile, but her eyes were cold. "Jenny," I said, holding out the album. "I made this for Alan. I thought you two might like to look through it together tonight." She didn't even glance at it. Instead, she leaned in close and lowered her voice. "After tomorrow," she said softly, "you're not part of this family anymore. Stay away from us." The words landed like a blow to the chest. Excuse me?" "You heard me," she whispered. "You've done your part. You raised Alan. Tomorrow, he becomes my husband. My family." She tilted her head, amused by my silence. "You're just extra baggage that we can do without. Don't embarrass yourself by clinging on." I stood there frozen, clutching the scrapbook like it was the only thing keeping me upright. "Go home," she said lightly. "Stay away from us. Tomorrow will be the best day of our lives, and we don't need you there to ruin it." I don't remember leaving. I don't remember the drive home. What I remember is sitting on my bed that night, staring at that scrapbook, my hands shaking so badly the pages nearly tore. Years of love, reduced to baggage, and beneath the heartbreak, something colder stirred. "If I'm not part of this family after tomorrow," I whispered into the dark, "then tomorrow I won't be there at all." I woke up early the next morning on pure habit, made my coffee, laid out the peach dress Alan had helped me buy. Then her words came rushing back. "You're not part of this family anymore." I sat on the edge of my bed, staring at the steam rising from my mug, and I made a decision I never thought I'd make. I stayed home. My phone buzzed endlessly. "Grandma, where are you? Everyone's asking. We're heading to the church." Then Alan's voicemail. "Grandma, Jenny says you weren't feeling well and would not be able to attend, but I know that's not true. This is my big day. You have to be here. Please call me." I stared at the phone with tears in my eyes. Every instinct screamed to go, but I couldn't sit in that church smiling politely while watching him vow his life to a woman who had already erased me. When the church bells began to ring, I sat in silence. That should have been the end of my story. But by noon, everything changed. The call came just after 12. "The wedding isn't happening," my friend whispered. "Alan found out." Found out what? Minutes before the ceremony, Alan's best man had burst into the side room holding his phone. Photos. Jenny, wrapped in the arms of another woman kissing. Her boss, taken 2 weeks earlier. And that wasn't all. As guests filled the pews, the truth spilled out. A drunken maid of honor. Loose tongues. Quiet confessions. Jenny's family hadn't wanted love. They wanted Alan's future. They needed him to pay their bills. The prenup she insisted on wasn't protection, it was extraction. 60% of his income siphoned into her family's accounts. A marriage not of love, but of survival. Alan confronted her in the bridal suite, and when she tried to turn it on me, called me jealous, controlling, disposable, he saw her clearly. "There will be no wedding today," Alan announced to a stunned church. "My fiancé has betrayed my trust." The ceremony was canceled. Jenny chased after him screaming. He didn't look back. By evening, the story was everywhere. but not the truth. Headlines called me the villain. Grandmother sabotages wedding. Jealous relative tears family apart. Jenny posted a photo in her ruined dress. Some people just can't let go. They are so jealous. The comments poured in. I was humiliated all over again. Then came the legal threat. A letter accusing me of interference with contractual relations. That's when I learned the real truth. Jenny's family was bankrupt. They needed Alan. They needed his future, and when the wedding collapsed, they needed someone to blame. They chose me. I was done being silent. With help from a private investigator, we uncovered everything. Bankruptcies, predatory clauses, a calculated plan disguised as romance. Her family was aware of her relationship with her boss. They invited me to dinner. I thought of not attending, but decided to. Eventually, I walked into their damage control dinner wearing the dress I never got to wear for the wedding that never was. I laid the truth on the table. You weren't marrying my grandson, I said calmly. You were marrying his bank account. I will make it known if you do not stop telling lies about me. When Jenny sneered, you wouldn't dare make this public. I leaned forward. Watch me. The article went live a week later. Cold facts, hard evidence. The narrative flipped overnight. This time, the world saw the truth. Alan walked away free, and a year later, he found real love. Today, I'm a great-grandmother to twin girls, and Jenny? She got exactly what she earned. She told me I wasn't family anymore, but in the end, I was the only one who was. Jenny said I wasn't family anymore, but family isn't decided by weddings, titles, or money. Family is decided by who stays. When staying costs the most. If this story touched you, remember this. Sometimes the people who are pushed out the hardest are the ones who are holding everything together. Subscribe to my Story Vault for stories that refuse to stay buried, because silence was never meant to be the ending. This is my Story Vault. Leave a comment below. I respond to everyone.